If you are a woman navigating the profound and beautiful journey of life beyond the age of 60, and you have become acutely aware that the landscape of intimacy now feels different, perhaps more distant, increasingly difficult, or even physically painful, I want you to know with absolute certainty that you are not alone, and you are most certainly not imagining things. For a great many women, the most poignant and painful aspect of this change is not the physical act itself. It is the insidious erosion of confidence, the gentle fading of an inner spark, the quiet, creeping sense that something absolutely essential to the core of who you are is slowly and inexorably slipping away. You might feel a profound sense of disconnection from your partner, or even more heartbreakingly, from your own self, as if the vibrant, sensual, and joyful woman you once knew is still residing within you somewhere, but has become increasingly harder to reach. But here is the empowering and fundamental truth I wish to share with you today. This is not the final chapter of your story. In fact, it may very well be the beginning of a new, more deeply connected, and authentically embodied chapter. There exists a deeply personal and surprisingly effective practice that can help to restore physical sensation, rebuild the bridges of intimacy, and profoundly reconnect you to the wisdom of your own body. This practice requires less than 15 minutes of your day, and it does not necessitate hormones, prescription medication, or anyone else's permission to begin. All that is required are your own two hands and your courageous willingness to try something new for yourself. My name is DrLilyStones. I am a board-certified physician with a career spanning more than 30 years, dedicated to helping women reclaim their innate vitality after midlife. And I have witnessed firsthand, time and time again, how the power of therapeutic touch, a simple, natural, and intentional massage routine, can reignite essential blood flow and reawaken the spirit. If this message is resonating with you, if you believe with all your heart that more women deserve to feel seen, heard, and vibrantly healthy well into their 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond, I warmly invite you to please like this video, subscribe to our channel, and leave a thoughtful comment below. Your voice matters immensely in this community, and your support helps us to reach more women who desperately need to hear this message of hope and empowerment. Now, let us delve into why this particular technique works so powerfully and why it might just be the missing piece you have been searching for. Let's commence our exploration with something we all instinctively and profoundly understand: the inherent healing power of touch. For the vast majority of our lives, touch has been synonymous with care. A warm hug from a dear friend, a reassuring hand placed gently on the shoulder, a loving pat from a cherished loved one. But somewhere along the path of life, especially as we gracefully age, the frequency of touch often diminishes. Intimate touch even more so. It can become clinical, transactional, or, for many, it can disappear entirely. And that profound absence is far more than just skin deep. Rigorous scientific research consistently demonstrates that intentional, caring touch can have extraordinarily powerful and beneficial effects on both your body and your mind. It works to calm the central nervous system, significantly reducing the levels of cortisol, the pervasive stress hormone that actively interferes with libido, and it simultaneously increases the production of oxytocin, the remarkable hormone intrinsically associated with trust, deep connection, and emotional closeness. A source, Mayo Clinic. But what is even more remarkable is this: therapeutic touch can actually retrain your body to respond again. You see, as the levels of estrogen naturally decline during and after the transition of menopause, the flow of blood to the pelvic region often decreases, and the sensitivity of nerve endings can diminish. This is the physiological reason why some women begin to feel numb or physically unresponsive, not because they have lost their intrinsic desire, but because the physical channels of response have become quieted. Through a consistent and focused practice of massage in key, strategic areas, you can effectively reawaken those dormant channels. You can actively increase circulation to these vital tissues, gently stimulate the nerve endings, and send clear, consistent signals back to your brain that lovingly say, "Hey, I am still here. I still want to feel." This is not a quick fix or a marketing gimmick. It is simple, elegant biology. The application of touch increases the body's production of nitric oxide, a crucial molecule that helps blood vessels to dilate and promotes healthy, robust circulation, an effect that is especially important in areas of the body affected by age or hormonal change. A source in IHE. When your circulation improves, the body's natural capacity for lubrication often follows. When the neural pathways are gently and consistently stimulated, sensitivity begins to return. And when your body starts to respond with newfound vitality, your confidence is right there behind it, ready to blossom once more. One woman I had the privilege of working with, a retired teacher named Elenina, shared with me that she had not felt truly connected to her own body in years. It was like the lights were off, she said, her voice heavy with the weight of that disconnection. After just 3 weeks of practicing this gentle massage nightly, her words and her entire demeanor transformed. Something switched back on. I feel like myself again. And that is really what this entire journey is about. Feeling like yourself, in your body, in your relationship, and in your life. But therapeutic touch also exerts another profoundly powerful effect. It helps you to come home to yourself on an emotional level. As women, we often spend the majority of our lives giving our energy, our time, and our care to our partners, to our children, to our work, and to our friends. Rarely are we taught or encouraged to give ourselves that same gentle, non-judgmental attention. Rarely are we encouraged to slow down and to explore our own bodies with deep compassion instead of with harsh criticism. When you engage in this kind of intentional routine, even if it feels unfamiliar or awkward at first, you begin to rewrite that old, ingrained story. You begin to rebuild the sacred connection between your body and your mind, not for the benefit of anyone else, but for your own profound well-being. You become more grounded, more centered, and yes, undeniably more confident. This newfound confidence does not just remain between the sheets. It shows up in the way you carry yourself, in the way you walk into a room, in the vibrant energy your loved ones feel when they are around you. And for many women, it serves as a catalyst to renew the emotional and physical closeness in their relationship. Because when you feel deeply connected to yourself, it becomes so much easier and more natural to connect with someone else. Best of all, you do not need a prescription to start. You do not need any fancy or expensive equipment. You do not need to spend money or to wait for someone else to help you. You possess everything you need right at this very moment. So, where do we go from here? In part 2, I will explain with greater detail precisely what this massage does inside your body and how it can help to reverse some of the most common age-related changes that affect intimacy and vitality. You will learn how it supports blood flow, how it relaxes tight pelvic muscles, and how it gently reawakens sensation. All firmly backed by the latest scientific research and my own decades of direct clinical experience. Stay with me. What you are about to discover may not only surprise you but also deeply inspire you. Now that you understand the profound emotional and biological importance of touch, let's explore in greater detail what actually happens inside your body when you begin this practice of therapeutic massage. Because while the benefits can certainly feel emotional and even spiritual in nature, the science that underpins them is very real, tangible, and incredibly encouraging. Let's begin with the cornerstone: circulation. As you age, your blood vessels, particularly those in the lower body, may become less flexible and responsive. The decline in estrogen, a hormone that once played a vital role in supporting smooth blood flow and natural lubrication, has a significant impact after menopause. The result: less oxygen, rich blood reaching your pelvic region. This can make the process of arousal feel difficult, can cause responsiveness to feel dull, and can turn the experience of intimacy into something more frustrating than fulfilling. But here is the wonderfully good news: circulation can, and does, improve with the right kind of consistent stimulation. When you apply gentle, rhythmic pressure to specific, targeted areas, your lower abdomen, your inner thighs, and your external genitalia, you help to encourage a process called vasodilation. That simply means that your blood vessels open up, allowing a fresh and abundant flow of oxygen, rich blood into the very tissues that support healthy sexual function. A source, National Institute on Aging. This massage technique works in a manner quite similar to physical therapy for your intimate health. The more regularly and intentionally you practice it, the better and more readily your body responds. Just as you strengthen a muscle through consistent exercise, you are effectively retraining your body to improve and prioritize blood flow in areas that may have been neglected for many years. But that is just the beginning of the story. The next major benefit is direct nerve stimulation. Over time, the nerves in our bodies, especially those concentrated in the pelvic region, can lose a degree of their sensitivity if they are not regularly activated. This is not typically a sign of permanent damage, but rather a form of dormancy. The nerve pathways are still there, simply waiting to be reawakened. Another absolutely key component of this process involves the pelvic floor. Most women are familiar with these muscles from hearing about exercises like Kegels. However, many do not fully realize how profoundly these muscles contribute to the experience of pleasure, arousal, and even urinary health. If your pelvic floor is chronically tense, a condition which happens very often after menopause or childbirth, it can act as a physical barrier, blocking healthy circulation and significantly dulling sensation. You may not even be consciously aware of this tension because it tends to build up slowly and insidiously over the years. The specific massage technique we are discussing helps to gently release that hidden tightness. One area in particular, known as the perineum, the small, diamond-shaped space of tissue between the vaginal opening and the anus, holds a surprising amount of accumulated tension. When this area is gently massaged, it can help to reset the entire pelvic floor, restore lost sensation, and dramatically improve overall comfort. A source, Cleveland Clinic. And here is something that many women do not expect. As these crucial muscles begin to soften and respond to your care, bladder function often improves as well. Some women even report experiencing fewer leaks, having better control, and feeling a general sense of core strength returning. It is a beautiful ripple effect. What begins as a small, focused act of self-care in one part of your body ends up benefiting your entire self. Let's also talk about the nervous system's role in this transformation. When your body feels safe, cherished, and cared for, your nervous system has the ability to shift from a state of high, alert stress, known as the fight or flight response, into a deeply healing state known as rest and digest, or the parasympathetic mode. This crucial shift allows your body to lower its cortisol levels, increase its production of oxytocin, and to focus its energy on repair and regeneration. Source NIH. That is why the practice of intentional breathwork is so often recommended during the massage. Taking deep, slow breaths throughout the process helps to signal to your brain, it's okay to relax. I am safe. I can let go. This is not just a matter of mindset, it is a tangible physiological state change, and it is absolutely essential for restoring intimacy and vitality after the age of 60. Let me provide you with a real-world example. One of my patients, Joyce, a 71-year-old widow, came to see me feeling deeply disconnected and profoundly discouraged. She told me, her voice tinged with resignation, "Dr. Stones, I think that part of my life is just over." But she was courageous and open to trying something new. We began with the massage, just 10 minutes each evening before she went to sleep. After only 2 weeks, she returned and said, "I feel like I have reclaimed a part of myself I didn't think was possible to find again." And it was not just about intimacy. She was sleeping more soundly, she was smiling more freely, and she was walking with a taller, more confident posture. That is the incredible power of reactivating your body's own natural intelligence systems. So, let us summarize what this massage is accomplishing. It increases blood flow to the pelvic tissues, supporting natural lubrication and sensation. It stimulates dormant nerve endings, helping your brain and body to reconnect their vital communication pathways. It releases accumulated tension in the pelvic floor, improving both comfort and responsiveness. It lowers stress hormones like cortisol and increases feel-good hormones like oxytocin. It can improve bladder health and supports overall muscular relaxation. And most importantly, it puts you back in control of your own well-being. No hormones, no surgeries, no devices. Just your own hands, your own body. and a simple, consistent practice that restores your sense of confidence and connection. So, what's next? Now that you understand why this technique works so incredibly well, it is time to learn how to do it, step by step. In part 3, I will walk you through the entire routine, from creating the right setting to the specific motions that effectively activate blood flow and sensation. And please do not worry. This is not a complicated or intimidating process. With consistency and care, it can become one of the most empowering and nurturing rituals in your life. Let's begin the transformation together. Now that you know why this massage works, let's talk about how to do it step by step. This is not a complex or clinical routine. In fact, its beautiful simplicity is an integral part of its power. You do not need to be flexible, you do not need to have any special training, and you do not need to use any complicated tools. What you do need is a quiet, private space, a few uninterrupted minutes, and a genuine willingness to connect with your body in a new, loving way. Over the years, I have taught this technique to countless women in their 60s, 70s, and beyond. Most of them had never tried anything remotely like it before, but those who committed to the practice often described it as a significant turning point, not just for their intimate life, but for how they felt about themselves as women. Start by creating a calm, comfortable, and sacred environment. Even just 5 to 10 minutes of uninterrupted peace can set the stage for real and profound healing. I often recommend performing the massage in the evening, perhaps after a warm shower or bath. The warm water helps to relax your muscles, opens up your blood vessels, and sends a clear signal to your body that it is safe to let go of the day's tensions. Choose a private, quiet space where you will not be disturbed. Your bedroom or bathroom is often the best choice. You might want to dim the lights or play some calming, instrumental music. This experience is not about performance, it is about presence. Think of it as preparing your mind and body for a restful sleep, but with the added, beautiful intention of dedicated self-care. If you prefer, you can use a small amount of an unscented, natural oil, like coconut or almond oil, for added comfort and ease of movement. Now, let us begin. Step 1. Lower abdomen. Place your hands just below your belly button. Using the soft pads of your fingertips, begin to make slow, deliberate, circular motions across your lower abdomen. Apply a gentle but firm pressure, enough to feel a sense of warmth and connection, but never to the point of discomfort. Continue this for 1 to 2 minutes. This step helps to stimulate the pelvic nerves that support arousal and lubrication, and it encourages deep relaxation in the core muscles that often hold on to hidden tension. Step 2. Inner thighs. Next, place both of your palms on the inside of your thighs. Starting near your knees, slowly and smoothly glide your hands upward toward your groin. Use long, fluid motions, applying enough pressure to feel the muscles engage, but not so much that it causes any discomfort. Repeat this upward, gliding movement several times. This action promotes circulation from the major arteries in your legs directly toward the pelvic area, acting like a gentle and effective pump to activate vital blood flow. Step 3. Mons pubis and outer labia. Now, bring your gentle attention to the Mons pubis, the soft, fleshy area just above your pubic bone, and the outer labia. Using your flat fingers, trace slow, circular motions along these delicate areas. This is not meant to be overtly stimulating in a direct sexual sense. Think of it, instead, as a process of reawakening awareness. You are helping dormant nerve endings to remember how to respond. This area is exceptionally rich in vascular tissue, and this gentle touch helps to signal your brain to increase blood flow and to reconnect to sensation. Step 4. Perineum. The perineum is the space between the vaginal opening and the anus. This area is often overlooked but can hold deep and persistent tension, especially after childbirth, due to hormonal changes, or after years of inactivity. Using 1 or 2 fingers, apply light pressure in small, gentle, circular motions. Take your time with this step. This part of the massage is crucial for helping to release tightness in the pelvic floor, which can significantly interfere with both arousal and physical comfort. Releasing this area often brings about a surprising and profound sense of both emotional and physical relief. Step 5. Breathing. Throughout this entire process, keep your breath steady, deep, and intentional. Inhale slowly through your nose, allowing your belly to rise. Exhale slowly and completely through your mouth. Deep, mindful breathing helps to shift your nervous system into that parasympathetic state, the mode where healing, healthy blood flow, and emotional regulation occur. It also helps to keep your attention lovingly focused on the experience, rather than allowing your mind to drift to daily distractions or performance concerns. As you move through each step, do not rush. Do not judge. You may feel a bit awkward at first, and that is completely and totally normal. But with time and consistency, your body will start to remember. The sensations you feel may be faint at first. Perhaps a subtle warmth, a gentle tingle, or a release of tension you did not even know you were carrying. That is progress. That is connection. That is healing. For many women, repeating this massage on a daily basis creates a new, healthier rhythm in their bodies. Over time, they begin to notice improved sensitivity, easier arousal, and an overall sense of confidence returning, not just in the context of intimacy, but in their everyday life. This routine is not about trying to fix yourself. You are not broken. This is about tuning in to what your body still knows how to do and lovingly offering it the space and time to do it naturally. One of my patients, Linda, aged 67, once said something that has always stayed with me. For years, I felt like my body had become a stranger. But now, I feel like we're on speaking terms again. That is what this massage offers, a gentle, loving invitation back to yourself. Now, let's talk about making this practice sustainable. In part 4, I will walk you through a simple, personalized nightly plan that you can start tonight. Because knowing what to do is one thing, but turning it into a nurturing, life-affirming habit is where the real transformation happens. Stay with me. You are doing something truly beautiful for yourself. You now have the knowledge and the steps. The final, crucial piece of this puzzle is putting it all into practice. Consistently, gently, and with heartfelt intention. Because this is not about trying it once and hoping for a magical transformation. It is about creating a sacred ritual that becomes an integral part of how you care for yourself, a way to reconnect every single evening with the magnificent woman you still are. Let's build your nightly plan together. Simple, sustainable, and effective. Step 1. Set aside just 10 to 15 minutes. Choose a time each evening when you can be completely alone and uninterrupted. For most women, the time right before bed works best. Not only is it a naturally quiet and transitional time, but your body is already beginning to shift into a relaxed state, which is the perfect foundation upon which to build this new habit. Treat this time as sacred. It is not a chore, not another item on your to-do list, but a small, profound act of devotion to yourself. You have spent years of your life caring for others. This time is unequivocally for you. Step 2. Create warmth and comfort. Before you begin, consider taking a warm shower or applying a soft, heated towel to your lower abdomen. That gentle warmth helps to dilate your blood vessels, loosen tight muscles, and profoundly calm your nervous system. You can also enhance the atmosphere by lighting a candle, playing soft instrumental music, or using a calming scent like lavender. These small, sensory signals help to train your brain that it is time to relax, to reconnect, and to receive. Step 3. Follow the massage routine. You already know the steps: lower abdomen, inner thighs, Mons, Pubis, outer Labia, and Perineum. Move slowly with deliberate care. Let your breath guide the pace of your movements. Stay present. If your mind begins to drift, gently and without judgment, bring your focus back to the sensations in your body. This is your time. There is absolutely no need to force a specific response or outcome. Sometimes you will feel more, and sometimes you will feel less. That is perfectly normal. What matters most is that you are showing up for yourself, and your body is listening. Step 4. Make it a ritual, not a task. When you repeat this practice each night, something truly remarkable begins to happen. Your body starts to anticipate the care. Your nervous system becomes more responsive, your circulation improves, your sensitivity returns, and you begin to feel more in sync with yourself again. Think of this process like watering a beloved plant. You do not flood it once and expect it to bloom overnight. You nourish it gently, consistently, and with time, it thrives. Some women notice changes within a few days. a warm, tingling sensation in the pelvic area, an increase in natural lubrication, or even a surprising wave of emotion they did not expect. Others feel the shift after a week or two. There is no wrong pace. Your body is unique, and it will respond in its own perfect time. Step 5. Pay attention to the ripple effects. This massage is not just about intimacy. As your body begins to respond and reawaken, you may notice other wonderful changes too. Better, more restful sleep, improved bladder control, less chronic pelvic tension, even more confidence in your posture and your movements. You might find yourself smiling more, laughing more easily, and feeling a quiet, vibrant energy where there used to be a sense of heaviness. That is because when you nourish your internal connection, everything else in your life starts to feel more grounded and more joyful. Your partner may notice too, even if nothing physical has changed between you yet. The emotional closeness often begins to rebuild first. They will see the difference in your eyes, in your body language, and in the way you carry yourself. It is not about becoming someone new. It is about returning to the essence of who you are. And this practice can be entirely yours. You do not need anyone else's validation or participation. The intimacy you build with yourself becomes the unshakable foundation for everything else. So tonight, I invite you to make the choice. Not tomorrow. Not when you have lost 5 pounds or bought new pajamas or cleared your schedule. Tonight, just begin. Take a deep breath. Find a quiet moment and touch your body with kindness, not critique. With patience, not pressure. With curiosity, not judgment. You may be surprised by what happens. You may feel something stir, a warmth, a memory, an energy, even a profound sense of joy. That is your body remembering its innate wisdom. That is your spirit coming forward once again. Before we part ways, I want to leave you with this final thought. You are not invisible. You are not past your prime. You are not too old, too late, or too far gone. You are simply waiting to be seen again. By the world, by your loved ones, and most importantly, by yourself. And what you have done here today, what you have learned and begun, is a powerful and sacred act of reclaiming. You have seen that you do not need permission to feel alive again. You do not need hormones or perfect circumstances or anyone else's approval. You have the tools. You have the time. And you have the fundamental right to feel, to heal, to reconnect, to be vibrant, sensual, and completely whole. This is not the end of your story. It is the beginning of a magnificent new chapter, one rooted in self-respect, in gentle strength, and in the quiet, transformative power of choosing yourself. So, if this message has resonated with you, I would be honored to hear your thoughts in the comments. What part of this practice are you most curious to try? And if you know a sister, a friend, or someone who is silently struggling with this same challenge, please consider sharing this video with her. Let's keep this vital conversation going. Let's rewrite the narrative around aging, intimacy, and what is truly possible after 60 together.